We haven't even started the video and Phoebe's cold already. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Slightly different video today. We're going to be talking through all the things we wish we knew before we moved to Australia. The first thing to talk through is basically on arrival, what are all the things that you need to sort out so that you can get a job, find somewhere to stay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the way we did it is we got an Airbnb to start with.
Yeah, we got it for 2 weeks, but I'd say it probably would have been better to find some temporary accommodation for at least a month.
Yeah, just so that you know that the pressure's off.
Yeah.
You know that you can spend a bit more time looking for the perfect place. Housing is tough in Australia. We'll get onto that in one of the later steps. So the first thing that we recommend doing is sorting out all of your things like your bank account, your phone number, and your Medicare card, which is like your health insurance basically. Now, you need to have an address to do those things. So what we did is we put our Airbnb address down so that we could register our Medicare first, get the card sent over to that address, so that we can make a bank account, get the bank card sent to that address, and then get a phone number. That helps with jobs and stuff like that because no one is gonna look at your CV unless you have an Australian phone number.
Yeah.
Or if you have an Australian bank account and stuff like that, you're not gonna be able to get paid. And also, to be able to get a property, landlords require, when you're signing up for your tenant agreement, they require an Australian phone number as well. So the first thing we'd recommend is just get all of that stuff out of the way early on.
The second thing we wish we knew before we came is for quite a lot of Australian jobs, they need tickets or certificates. So for things like hospitality jobs, you'll need to take your RSA course, which is Responsible Service of Alcohol, and possibly a food handling course as well. And you can do these, like we just Googled it, and you have to pay like $35.
Yeah, not a lot of money. We'll leave the link is going to be on
Yeah.
screen now to the website we use to get those tickets or like qualifications.
And then for other jobs, like if you want to come here to do either farm work or to get into like the mining industry, you'll definitely need your white card.
Yeah.
And then possibly, depending on what kind of job you want to go into, like other like heavy forklifting or
Yeah, like heavy rig licenses.
rig
and stuff
license,
like that.
that's what it's
Anything construction wise, you definitely need to get the white card. That one takes a little bit of time compared to the other ones. So maybe have a day just to complete that. You can do it all online quite easily.
it's all like multiple choice answers,
Yeah.
isn't it? But yeah, it does take a bit of time.
Yeah, and on construction as well, for most construction jobs you need to bring your own equipment as well. So we went to Op Shop,
Yeah.
which is like a charity shop. Just got some like high-vis uniform, protective eyewear, helmet, stuff like that. Just so you need that to pass the white card course as well. So we just had that ready so that we could do that.
Strange, you have to take like a video of yourself showing the uniform
Yeah.
and saying what
Like a
each
competence
piece is.
of being able to put it on.
Yeah.
So the third thing that we wish we knew before we came, because we actually waited a bit of time before doing this, is transferring our international driving licence, so our UK licences, to an Australian licence. To do that you need 5 different forms of ID. So you have to go into like it's a bit like the DVLA in England. It's sort of their government driving offices and stuff like that. And we had to show 5 forms of ID, which was passport and visa, driving licence from England, phone number, bank account, and Medicare card. So you need those 5 things ready. We actually turned up and we only had 4 of the things because we didn't have a phone number yet. So we then had to go back and come another day. It takes about an hour and a half while you're in there as well. So don't think that you could just nip in and do it quickly. Like there's a big queue of people. Everyone's in the same boat as you. So yeah, plan your day, sort of book a day off just to sort all of that stuff.
And you still need to do it, even obviously with an English driving licence. I'm not sure about other countries, but we're able to drive here straight away with that. And you can up to a couple of months.
Yeah.
But then you do have to transfer it anyway.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't need it for your job, it's definitely worth doing.
The fourth thing that's really handy to know before you come here and live is that pretty much every landlord, unless you have a really relaxed landlord who doesn't do any paperwork and stuff like that, pretty much every landlord's going to want an Australian landlord reference, so from your last place. Obviously that's really difficult to get if it's your first time renting, but what we did is we contacted the person who owned our Airbnb, and they were happy to let us put them down as a reference basically. So that helped us in getting our first place to rent.
Sometimes as well they might let you just have like a friends and family reference, but again that is preferred to be an Australian citizen.
Yeah.
So if you do know anyone already in Australia, definitely reach out to them and ask them to write you a little reference, a glowing reference. Yeah. And you can also use them if you know anyone here already, you can use them possibly as an address if they'd let you to
you
even
sign
organise
up all
all
of
these
your
things.
Medicare card, bank account and stuff.
Because we did with our bank card, we registered it because we needed to get some other documents, and then that got sent to the Airbnb that we'd already left before it arrived, so it was a bit complicated.
Yeah,
we had
to cancel it, send it to a new address, but yeah, you could get out of the way of that if you did know someone who already lives in Australia.
Yeah. So the fifth thing that we wish we knew before we arrived was how useful Facebook groups are for jobs, but also for accommodation, and also just general advice, just anything really that you're unsure of. There are so many groups, and some of them are specifically about Brits moving here, which was also really helpful because it matched up with our documents and everything we needed to organise. But we definitely wish we'd joined these groups sooner, possibly found some accommodation through that before having arrived as well, which would have been really helpful. But yeah, Facebook is your friend, but the scammers are not your friend.
Yeah, so like we'll go into it. We're going to do another video based purely around housing, how to get a place in depth and how to get jobs in depth. But be aware there's a lot of people travelling in Australia, which means there's a lot of people preying on those people. So yeah, there's a lot of housing scams going around. What I would say is, if you're ever going to pay a deposit on a property, make sure that you have viewed that property first. You've met the landlord or the person renting out the property, because that's a very common scam that we came across a few times. We didn't get caught by it, but we got our hopes up that we were going to get an amazing property, but it turned out to be false. Jumper's coming off now, getting a bit hotter. Number 6 is public transport and do you need a car? So in Perth, which is where we are, we've found public transport to be really decent, especially getting from the suburbs to the CBD, which is the central business district, like the main sort of city centre of Perth. The buses take you wherever you need to go in that sort of region, but they're not so regular. If you're doing sort of late night shifts and stuff, they end up being every hour after about 8 o'clock. Yeah. So you could end up getting home quite late.
Like we did yesterday.
Like we did yesterday.
We got home 2 hours after our shift finished.
So I think overall public transport's really good, but in Australia there's the importance of having a car. We still don't have one yet, but it can't be understated because everything's so spread out in Australia. Yeah, if you want to go and do any excursions, or there's so many beautiful parts of Australia away from the city, like mountain hikes and coral reefs and stuff like that. It's going to cost a fortune. A lot of trains won't take you there. It's going to cost a fortune to rent cars and stuff like that just for the weekend. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say look into getting a car as soon as you get here. We're looking at the moment, we found Facebook Marketplace to be an excellent place to do that. There's no MOTs and stuff here, that's not a thing. So all you need to pay for is your insurance and your rego, your registration, so like your tax. But yeah, I'd say car, very necessary. The comments have been telling us to get a car. We're getting one soon. It will open us up to a lot more different YouTube videos that we can make, because we'll be able to travel around.
We always said jobs first, then car, and we've both got part-time jobs, luckily, so the car will come next. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more spread out here. I think that's one thing we didn't even notice when we came here travelling before, maybe because we weren't really looking to live, we were just moving around. But it's not like home where there's like every couple of roads there's a collection of shops or corner shops and things like that. It really is like quite huge residential areas with the odd cafe or shop, but they always tend to be quite far apart. So even just to do your daily errands and things, go to the post office and stuff, you really do need a car.
Thank you guys for watching that video. It's a little bit of a different one to the vlogs that we've been doing. but you know, you did all the research for us moving here, and you wished that there was a video that just gave you a top line, things to do as soon as you arrive, kind of like a how to move to Australia guide. As I said, we'll make a couple more videos specifically based around how we got our first place to live and how we got our jobs and stuff like that, because I think that's really handy to know. We struggled with that a lot, and there are definitely things that we know now that would have helped us get houses and jobs a lot quicker. So you'll see them on the channel soon.
Yeah, and if there's any specific questions or anything that you want to ask us, please do in the comments.
Yeah,
we'll
drop
try
it in
and
the
address
comments. In the next video we can pick that up. Thank you guys for watching. Please do subscribe, leave a like if this was helpful to you, share with a friend if you know anyone else that's travelling to Australia, and we'll see you next time.